check it out. It's MediaShinobi, and we're going to be reviewing the anime series Nisekoi episodes 1 and 2. Go ahead, Scott.
Alright, Nisekoi is also known as False Love, and the manga is already kind of really further ahead, so I'm trying to do this. I'm gonna do this review without spoiling much. First episode is called The Promise. So it starts off kind of not how I expected. They did the flashback of
dramatic looking.
I thought it was creepy.
It kind of led me in a different perspective. I was like, oh, I thought this was comedy. Okay.
That was like,
stuff.
This is kind of a little dark. you find out the main character, his name's Ichijo Raku, and he has cooking skills. Like, you see what he's capable of. And then you find out he is the son of the Yakuza. He's walking around and going, "Hey, young master, hey." Alright, so going back to that flashback, it shows Raku and a girl, and there's a locket. And they pretty much promise, like, oh, when you open this locket, we'll be together in the future. And that was 10 years ago. Yeah, so as he enters school, he's just minding his own business. Yeah. And then you see another character introduced, the blonde-haired chick, her name Chitoge, bumps into him, and then you see his locket kind of fly and like disappear somewhere, and she runs off to class, and he wakes up with like big ass bloody face. See his best friend, the best friend type with the glasses and spiky hair.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Typical, spiky hair Jan lookalike. And then you see the love interest, Monodera, the Hinata type. Oh, that's the girl I love. Kind of obvious. And then as class starts, they get introduced to the transfer student, Chitoge, and then this is where they're like, "Monkey girl!" And everything kind of gets blown up into proportion. I think you call them Bean Sprout or something.
Bean Sprout.
Bean Sprout or something. And then Falcon punches him to the roof.
Didn't really help her argument.
Yeah, so it kind of just shows her how strong she is. She's athletically strong. Later that day, Raku actually realizes, oh, where's my locket? He's like, oh, I lost it when she randomly kicked me in the face. And then he goes, ask her, oh, help look for me. She straight up says no. No. Like, dang.
No, she's like, why do I need to help you?
That you can already tell, the tension is already built up. And she don't want to do anything with him. Same thing with him. He don't want to do anything with her. But after she agrees to help him, he goes home, and all the gang members, oh, welcome home, master. Yeah, man, we had more gang attacks. They're really ganging up on our territory.
I get it.
So later, as the days goes by, we see Chitoge having a little trouble with class. Like, she's having trouble taking notes and whatever. And then this is where you actually see Raku try to be nice. Oh, I took some notes for you, here to help. She's like, no, I don't need no help from you, Bean Sprout.
She's really frustrated right now.
Yeah, pretty much making the tension more like, Urgh. This is where you actually see Raku and Onodera have their moment. Like, they're walking together. Moving on with the episode, they start looking for a locket together. She complains a lot, starts complaining about everything. And then this is where the animation gets all dark and rainy. And this is the first time actually Raku kind of explodes and actually yells at a girl. Before they were just arguing. This is when he straight up I'm
snaps.
Done.
Yeah.
And straight up yells. And so at this point, Chitoge, I'm gonna call her by Kirisaki. That's her name. You can see, it's not, maybe this is the rain, but it shows, she's crying. And this is like, okay, I'm gonna leave. I won't help you anymore. As the day goes by, we still see Raku still looking for the locket. It's very important to him. What Chitoge said to him earlier, oh, it's just a stupid promise. That girl doesn't probably remember it. And, you should forget about him, So it kind of sunk into him, oh, man, maybe she's right, and maybe I was kind of mean to her. Eventually, Onodera was like, oh, this is from her. She found the locket. To his surprise, oh, she kept her word after I yelled at her, so I kind of feel a little bad. And then he's like, maybe she's right, I'll stop looking for the girl. And this is where Onodera is like, no, you shouldn't stop looking. What if the girl remembers the promise? So that's pretty much how the episode ends. He goes home, and his father's like, I need to talk to you real quick. It's really, really important. And so the father's like, I've arranged for you to marry somebody. She's right there in the other room. Her name is Miss Chitoge Kirasaki. He's like, what? So this is where episode 2 starts, the encounter, and then they're pretty much baffled, I'm supposed to marry you. You're supposed to marry me.
Oh,
We're not
no.
supposed to see each other anymore.
Oh, no.
We promised that after I found your locket. And like they're just arguing. But then the fathers of both the Yakuza, Raku fathers the Yakuza, and Chitoge is the father of the gangsters. That's been fighting. The only way to make peace is for you guys to marry each other. So before they can actually go any further into that whole marriage thing, both pretty much all the members of the gangsters show up. Claude being their number one right-hand man, captain, he shows up. And then you see all the Yakuza people show up, like they're about to fight and whatnot. But then they're like, oh no, these guys are getting married. They're a couple now. And then like the tension just like shot up and like the tension. And then out of nowhere, everyone just bursts into tears. Like, oh my god, you finally found a beautiful girl to hang with. I'm so proud of you. I don't know who said it first, but Rocky's like, no, I don't want her. She's a monkey girl. And they're like, I don't want him. He's a bean sprout. And then this is where like he just broke. Like he almost gets shot, and the girl almost gets sliced by a sword. And they're like, guys aren't a couple? Like, you can see the bloodlust in their eyes. And then they slowly play it off. Oh no, we're just joking. Like, we're lovey-dovey, and she's my darling.
Oh, beans brought an insult.
Oh god, no.
It's basically saying he's weak. So later that night, after it kind of settles down, Raku and Kirisaki, they kind of talk a little bit about the whole situation, like, what we're supposed to do, we've never been in a relationship. And then this is where Raku kind of goes into his childhood memories about, oh, there was a girl I like, we made a promise about this locket. Yeah, she's like, I have the locket and she has the key, and only, she can open it. Kirisaki's like, man, this is some stupid romance crap, but I like it. Later the next morning, he gets a surprise visit from her, and it's like, darling, let's go on a date. And everybody's like, yay! But I'm going to date with her. What?
Well, he really did not play it out that long.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, they're going on a date. And then they're like, wait, you're not going on a date? I thought you just be together. So on their date, they're like, man, what are we supposed to do? It's like, Raku's like, oh, this is, if I was on a date with, Onodera, I would take her to the movie.
I go to Costco.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
If you guys ever date Chris, he will take you to Costco, and it'll be the most romantic thing and the cheapest thing you ever do. On Raku's fantasy date with Onodera, he was like, oh, we should go get coffee, we could go eat dinner, then watch a movie. It's all, romantic, gushy thing. And then, in reality, Kirisaki's like, what kind of coffee is it? You pay me for this? This meat is too tough, man. My steak ain't well done. And I was like, I want to watch this movie. It's like, no. And this, everything what he planned and expected is like, oh, for a movie. They kind of get into another argument. And Raku walks off, leaving Kirisaki behind. And she gets hit on by, older guys, She was like 1 second away from like knocking them out. Also, the gangsters behind the bush were about to knock them out too.
Or kill them.
Yeah. And then luckily, like Raku, the main character, rushes in to save the day. She's mine, so we gotta bounce.
She's mine, not yours.
We arrive at the park, and she's like, why you have to do that? I could have took care of him. And then she wanders off to the bathroom. Raku's there just sitting on the bench in the park. Onodera, surprisingly finds him. Oh, it's like, what are you doing here? It's nice to see you. This is where Kirisaki actually overhears the gangster while she's in the bathroom, like, I don't know, they don't seem like a couple or something, so they think that something's off. And then this is where she rushes in to meet Raku and be like, oh darling, I'm sorry, I'm back. Oh yeah, we're dating now. You can just see the flusteredness in Raku's face, like, oh, I just happened to have tickets. Oh, we were just in the area. Oh, we were just hungry. Like, he's trying to, play it off like we're not really dating, but then he doesn't realize that, the gangsters are there watching. So he kind of plays down everything, and it kind of wears down on Kirisaki. Like, like she's hurt. But she plays it off as well. She said, I gotta do something real quick, so I'll be heading out first. So this is where Raku actually has a chance to talk to Onodera. Be like, have you ever seen this locket in your life before? Like, does it look similar? And she's like, no, but it's very pretty. Like the craftsmanship. Like, damn. Okay, not the exact words, But you can obviously tell that she knows like what it is. Oh, you're dating. In her mind, she's like, oh, you're dating, Kirisaki already, and I don't want you to be burdened by the promise that you made. She sacrificed herself for the other girl. And she lied to him and walks off. And then this is you see Claude, the right hand man of the gangster, like, yeah, something's fishy about this, gotta keep my eye on them. And then later that night, at somewhere else in the park, Raku catches up with Kirisaki and is like, oh, I'm sorry I left you. Here's some bean cake. Sorry for everything. Like, they're really good. They're really good. And she replies like, thank you. Opens it. I don't like beans.
Really?
As the episode ends, they go home. Only they're at her house. She's like, why couldn't I tell him? Obvious. Why can't I tell him? No, I wanted to tell him that I have the key. Ooh, the key. And that's where the episode ends off. And tell me what you guys think. So far, the first 2 episodes, I really like. They brought the comedy that was in the manga there, and the animation it's pretty well done. A little too flowery, but it's a little whatever. So far, I hope they continue doing good. Dan, what do you think?
That launch chick is going to be very frustrating.
Orange hair.
For some reason, Chris thinks it's
orange yellow.
He needs to get his eyes checked.
No, it's
regardless,
orange yellow.
the other chick, I don't know if they're intentionally
She
trying
was
to
too
make it
generic
that.
for my taste.
generic.
Or like character-wise,
She fits the archetype of what kind of character she is.
I said she looks a bit too generic for my taste. Where I've seen so many other animes. I know she's the Hinata-esque, and I am a Hinata fan, but there's more to Hinata than just shyness, and that's just me though. I've seen so many of her characters from other animes, like of life.
Well, you say more than her personality. So her eyes, right?
No, chest. Okay, anyway, so
Wow.
you know what I also like about this? Like most animes like this, at least comedy or slice of life stuff, usually there's like a guy and it's a harem. The guy usually takes all the views from the girls and doesn't say anything. Someone starts setting up for himself. I've seen so many animes where the guy just like takes the views and doesn't say anything. So.
All right, so that wraps up the review of episode 1 and 2. Tell us what you guys think, and we're gonna be doing this like as an episode review. This is MediaShinobi signing out.